I reckon the reason why people are getting these kinds of tattoos is everyone seems to be getting tattoos all of a sudden. But why? When I think about tattoos, I think about, rock stars, growing up watching MTV, like Good Charlotte and all that, American motorbike gangs, Harley Davidsons, and criminals, I guess, like skinheads here in the UK. But something has happened in the past few years that seems to have made them much more accessible to the masses. If you walk around any street in London or go to any pub in London, most people have tattoos now. But they're not traditional tattoos like we're used to. Things like fine line tattoos and ignorant tattoos, tattoos that seem worlds away from the traditional tattoos. But why get tattoos in the first place? Well, what we do know is that for as long as we've been forming societies and potentially beyond that, we can't actually know because tattoos disintegrate, but we've been getting tattoos. So tattoos are art, and art can mean different things to different people. They can be incredible pieces by very talented people, or they can mark something significant in your life. Or you can just like them, they can be fun, or they can just make you smile. Which doesn't have to be an incredible piece of art. It can often be things that are badly drawn. But whichever way you look at it, art and therefore tattoos tell us something about the people or communities that made them or wear them. They're like a portal into the life of an individual or a past time. And they're arguably the most personal form of art. There's only one person that will see your tattoos every single day, and that's you. You are living in your chosen art. So if some tribal tattoos, for example, communicate when a woman is married or comes of age, what do your tattoos communicate about you? Or what do our tattoos communicate about us? So I could definitely digress into a history of tattoos and what they tell us, and maybe I will do that at some point. But for this video, I wanted to talk specifically about the style that I tattoo the most, and one that I think is one of the most recent to emerge on such a large scale, especially in the West. And that is the kind of fine line, patchwork, simple imagery, ignorant style as well, if you like. And I was thinking to myself, what does this tell me about this period of time or about myself? I'm so open to ideas on this, but I reckon the reason why people are getting these kinds of tattoos is that we are living in a post-religion society. The BBC, for example, here reckon around 70% of young people in the UK are non-religious now. And I think this is a familiar story in places across the West. So what has this got to do with a load of random rubbish tattoos? Well, if you think about it, religion is community. You're part of a collective, and without it, you're just an individual. So to me, it feels like people want to feel different. They don't want to conform to religions or traditional tattoos. So it's kind of like a fingers up to the system, channeling that same spirit of punk rock in the 1990s, but just with a kind of more loving, light-hearted, fun aesthetic. It now seems like it's a race to see who can get the weirdest amalgamation of tattoos. And what I think people are kind of missing here is that you're actually inadvertently creating a new kind of group that all have a similar style but are slightly different, but all kind of saying the same thing. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone that has the same style of tattoos is the same person, or even a good person. I once heard that rock and roll looking type people are people that look scary and are actually really nice, and hippie looking people that look kind and peaceful are actually massive twats. Looks can be deceiving, basically. So tattoo conformity isn't a science, but more of an indication. Now, I've been putting videos out for a while now, so I know that there's going to be plenty of people in the comments saying things like, "These tattoos aren't real. You're ruining the tattoo world. It's not a tattoo if you haven't been sitting there for 3 days in complete pain, blah, 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 blah." But while the haters feed my video to the algorithm, what I like to think of is not so much how tattoos are different, like any pieces of art, but actually how they connect us to each other, to our human history, and to our own lived experiences. So whether you're rocking skulls or lions or fine line tattoos, we're all telling our own story and leaving art behind as a portal for those that come after us to understand more about who we are and the times that we're living through. So the final message I want to get across here is get whatever tattoo you like. Anyone that doesn't like that, number one, not everyone is going to like that, and that's fine. Number two, having tattoos is one of the most human things you can do. We've been doing it for thousands of years, and the number of people getting tattoos is actually growing. And number three, recognize that this is actually potentially a community building thing. Like, when you see someone with similar tattoos, there's a good chance they are similar to you. And with the death of religion, so-called, I think it's important to look at how we can build secular communities, and tattoos, or art in general, can connect us, even if they're different. Or we'll all just fall apart and AI will destroy us all. Okay, bye.